Elon Musk's tweet hinting that he may want to buy the Coca-Cola company has Atlanta talking.
The world of business and technology was set ablaze when the news broke that Elon Musk had officially acquired the Coca-Cola company. This wasn't just another corporate acquisition. It was an event that sent ripples through global markets, cultural institutions, and geopolitical circles. The sheer scale, symbolism, and ambition behind such a move were enough to ignite a firestorm of speculation, admiration, confusion, and disbelief. After all, Coca-Cola is not just a beverage company, it's an iconic global brand, a symbol of American culture, and one of the most recognized logos on Earth. For Elon Musk, already the face of disruption in industries ranging from electric vehicles to space travel, to add Coca-Cola to his portfolio was nothing short of seismic. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. Musk's acquisition of Coca-Cola didn't just come out of nowhere, although many were stunned by the timing and execution. Over the years, he had become known for his unpredictable yet calculated moves, whether launching rockets into orbit, revamping transportation with autonomous vehicles, or casually influencing the value of cryptocurrencies with a single tweet. However, nothing quite matched the audacity of buying a legacy brand that predates most modern empires and has dominated the soft drink industry for over a century. The announcement came in the early hours of a Tuesday morning. Musk, as usual, chose an unconventional platform to confirm the news. Not a press conference, not a formal business statement, but a tweet that simply read, "It's done. Coca-Cola is mine." Within seconds, reactions flooded in. Financial analysts scrambled to understand how the deal was structured. Social media exploded with memes, conspiracy theories, and speculation. For many, it felt like witnessing a science fiction plot unfold in real time, with Musk playing the role of the enigmatic mogul who had now bought a piece of human culture itself. The immediate implications were staggering. Coca-Cola wasn't just a soft drink manufacturer. It owned a sprawling empire of brands, subsidiaries, bottling plants, and distribution networks that touched virtually every corner of the planet. With its presence in over 200 countries and territories, the company had long stood as a testament to globalization and American soft power. Its acquisition meant Musk now had his fingers directly in a consumer ecosystem that included not just beverages, but also logistics, agriculture, and retail. Observers quickly began dissecting the strategic motivations behind the move. Some speculated that it was a play for influence, a way to further embed himself into daily human life beyond the realms of transport and technology. Others suggested that Musk saw Coca-Cola as a vast underleveraged platform for innovation, ripe for technological disruption in manufacturing, sustainability, or even product formulation. In recent years, the beverage industry had struggled to redefine itself in an age of health consciousness and environmental concerns. Musk, with his flair for reinvention and systems-level thinking, may have seen this as his next frontier. Another angle emerged from a more psychological or philosophical lens. Elon Musk had often spoken of his desire to build a better future for humanity. He envisioned cities on Mars, solar-powered societies, and neural links between minds and machines. In such a context, acquiring Coca-Cola could be interpreted as a strange but calculated move to influence consumer culture itself. After all, what better way to start changing human habits than by owning one of the most ubiquitous and emotionally resonant brands in existence? Market analysts were quick to point out that Coca-Cola's sheer volume of daily consumption, estimated at more than 1.9 billion servings per day, gave Musk unparalleled access to a dataset of global behavior. What people drink, when, where, and how often? These are not just statistics, they are patterns that intersect with health, geography, culture, and lifestyle. For someone obsessed with data and optimization, Coca-Cola offered a lens into the heartbeat of civilization itself. The corporate world was caught in a frenzy. Major boardrooms held emergency meetings to understand how this acquisition would shift competitive dynamics. Would PepsiCo respond with a countermove? Would health-focused upstarts see this as an opening to present themselves as the true anti-establishment beverage alternatives? Would governments intervene or start placing more restrictions on large cross-industry mergers? Every possible outcome was on the table, and none seemed particularly far-fetched anymore. Employees within Coca-Cola were equally shaken. While the top brass had obviously been briefed on the transaction in advance, thousands of workers across factories, marketing divisions, and logistics operations found themselves wondering what Musk's leadership would mean for their day-to-day reality. Would automation be accelerated? Would there be a culture clash between Silicon Valley's hyper-speed ethos and Coca-Cola's time-honored systems of brand consistency and consumer trust? Then came the branding questions. Musk was not known for preserving traditions unless they served a strategic purpose. Would the classic Coca-Cola formula remain untouched? Would the iconic red and white packaging be reimagined? Would he push for AI-designed flavor innovations, biodegradable bottles, or even a caffeinated drink optimized for Tesla's autopilot drivers? While Musk had yet to outline any specific changes, speculation ran rampant. The financial community, meanwhile, watched the markets with bated breath. Coca-Cola stocks surged, Tesla experienced a volatile reaction, and consumer goods indexes worldwide reacted in kind. Investors, unsure whether to read this as genius or madness, hesitated on their bets. Some hailed it as a masterstroke of diversification, tying stable, legacy consumer income with Musk's high-risk, high-reward innovation portfolio. Others worried about overreach and distractions, raising concerns that such an ambitious move could dilute focus and spread resources too thin. Regulators across multiple countries immediately began digging into the transaction. Antitrust implications loomed large. While Musk wasn't merging two directly competing companies, the sheer breadth of his holdings across transport, energy, technology, and now consumer goods presented a new kind of monopolistic concern, one rooted not in pricing power, but in influence. Could a single individual really be allowed to control global narratives from outer space to vending machines? The cultural response was perhaps the most explosive. Coca-Cola had long been a symbol, not just of commerce, but of nostalgia, identity, and even diplomacy. It had weathered Cold Wars, Olympic boycotts, and boy band endorsements. Now, it was in the hands of a man whose name evoked either admiration or exasperation, depending on whom you asked. Artists debated what this meant for cultural authenticity. Social commentators wondered if the world was entering an era where brands themselves were no longer sacred, just another pawn in the high-stakes game of tech billionaires. Yet, for all the hand-wringing and hot takes, there was also a sense of awe. Musk had once again bent reality to his will. Buying Coca-Cola was not just about business, it was an act of storytelling, a performance that blurred the line between capitalism and mythology. He had taken one of the oldest brands in the world and folded it into his portfolio like a chess player absorbing a powerful piece into his endgame. People speculated endlessly about what Musk would do first. Would he integrate Tesla's supply chain efficiencies into Coca-Cola's global logistics? Would he use the beverage company as a test bed for blockchain-enabled supply transparency? Would he roll out a new soda developed by AI scientists at Neuralink, tailored to optimize dopamine levels? The possibilities seemed endless, and in typical Musk fashion, nothing could be ruled out. More practically, there was talk of sustainability upgrades. Coca-Cola had long faced criticism for its environmental footprint, particularly around plastic waste and water usage. Musk, who had positioned himself as an eco-conscious entrepreneur through Tesla and SolarCity, might use the brand as a canvas for environmental redemption. Could he pioneer fully compostable packaging? Create bottling plants powered entirely by solar grids, or even tackle water sourcing with SpaceX-style precision engineering? At a deeper level, people began to reassess what this moment symbolized. For decades, brands like Coca-Cola had represented the pinnacle of industrial capitalism, products of mass production, global expansion, and relentless marketing. Musk's world was one of algorithms, startups, and futurism. The two realms rarely intersected. Now they were intertwined, suggesting that the boundaries between old and new economies had finally collapsed. In Musk's hands, Coca-Cola was no longer just a fizzy drink. It was a platform, a vehicle, a statement. And then came the geopolitical chatter. Coca-Cola had long been embedded in the foreign policy landscape, from Vietnam to post-Soviet Russia. What would its ownership by a single unpredictable individual mean for diplomatic optics? Could countries begin to restrict the sale of the beverage over ideological objections? Would this give Musk leverage in trade talks, supply negotiations, or even diplomatic standoffs where product boycotts had symbolic power? Even religious and philosophical thinkers weighed in. Some interpreted the move as the next step in technocratic dominance, where even pleasure, taste, and leisure were being reprogrammed by engineers and billionaires. Others saw it more whimsically, comparing Musk to a modern-day Da Vinci who saw no limits to what domains he could explore and redefine. The acquisition, in their eyes, was less about money and more about legacy. A way to stamp his name not just on Mars, but on the lips of every human sipping a cola. In boardrooms and classrooms, the deal became an instant case study. MBA students dissected the financing mechanics. Communications majors examined the narrative control. Philosophers debated its ethical contours. Everyone had an opinion, and that was precisely what made the moment so monumental. It wasn't just a purchase. It was an inflection point. Whether Musk's plans involved tweaking the formula, reinventing the supply chain, or simply owning a piece of global psyche, one thing was clear. The acquisition had shattered all conventional categories. No longer was he just a tech mogul. No longer was Coca-Cola just a brand. Together, they represented a fusion of the past and future, an alchemy of capitalism, technology, ambition, and cultural storytelling. And the world, caught in a cocktail of shock and curiosity, could do nothing but watch. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on Elon buying Coca-Cola? What do you expect happens next? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.